If you've been in the Redbubble, Etsy, TeePublic game for a month, 3 months, maybe even a year, you eventually ask yourself the question, should I quit? Should I give up? Every niche is completely saturated. I'm not having fun. Well, in this video, I'm going to ask you one very important question that you'll want to ask yourself. And then I also have 3 tips to help you get through this hump, or maybe it is time to quit. Let's go. You know me, I'm not going to give you suggestions like go walk your dog and take a break and hug your cat. I'm not doing that. I'm going to give you some real advice here because I've been exactly where you may be today or where you might be a month from now, where you're just asking yourself, is this worth it? Am I having fun? So here's the really important question that you want to ask yourself. Ask yourself, why do you want to quit? Are you asking yourself to quit because you're not getting any sales? Or are you suggesting maybe you quit because you're not having any fun? Now, these are very different reasons, okay? Now, they might be both, but I'm going to go through 3 sort of tips for each one of these. So I lied when I said I'm going to give you 3 tips. I'm actually going to give you 6 tips. So the first one is low sales, okay? Ask yourself, this is tip number 1, ask yourself if you're getting low sales, how are you actually different than anyone else on Redbubble, TeePublic, Merch by Amazon, Etsy, the list goes on and on. If the answer is you're not, then that might be why you're not getting many sales. Take a good hard look at the designs that you're creating and ask yourself, how easily repeatable are they? Do you have 100 designs and anybody could have the same 100 designs? Or are you using some public domain artwork? Maybe you're using your Photoshop skills or your Affinity photo skills, and you're coming up with interesting, unique pieces of art. Number 2, how many designs do you actually have? I get this question all the time. People say to me, Zen Watercooler, love your channel. I'm so frustrated. I've been doing this forever, 3 months, and I have so many designs up, 85, and I'm so frustrated I don't have any sales. And it's like, dude, you got to compete with people that have 1,000, 2,000, 4,000 designs on these platforms. I happen to be one of them. I've probably got combined across all my platforms close to 10,000 designs. Now, some of them are duplicated, but it's still a lot of designs. So you may want to just ask yourself, am I not getting sales because I simply don't have enough designs? And if you're not having fun creating them, then this might not be the right hobby for you. It's kind of like a school teacher that doesn't like kids. It's like, why are you coming into work every day? The third piece of advice, the third tip I've got is ask yourself, what niches are you actually in? If you can't answer this question, then chances are you're going to have low sales, or it's at least completely random why you're having some good sales and maybe some not so good sales on certain products. Answer that question and you may find yourself getting reinvigorated to have more fun in your print-on-demand journey. You seek out new niches and you try to fill them. It's like hunting and you're finding, new prey and you're getting sales based on that niche. Okay, so that kind of covers low sales. The other reason you might not be enjoying it is because the process itself just simply isn't fun. And that's okay. You don't need to feel guilty about that. We've all got days where we're kind of like, oh, this is a bit of a grind. But if you're finding weeks are going by, ask yourself the following questions. Okay? If it's no fun, ask yourself, is it possible that you could learn a new type of design? So if you're cranking out the same funny text designs, maybe learn a skill in Photoshop. Maybe download Inkscape, which is a completely free vector software tool. And you could learn how to create new types of designs. Number 2 is if you're not having fun, you may just want to slow down. You may just want to reset your expectations and say, look, I'm just going to work on this 3 nights a week instead of 7 nights a week. I'm just going to work on this for 1 hour a night instead of 3 hours a night. So you're not necessarily stopping, but you're making it a little more of a treat. Like imagine, for example, if you're like a big football fan and you watch every single football game in the entire season, it kind of gets to be work after a while, right? Versus if you could only see 3 football games a year, those would be really special, right? So maybe you have like 3 hour-long sessions a week and they become special instead of just every day for hours at a time. And the third one is when you're doing your actual uploads or your actual designs, make it fun. And what I mean by make it fun is, sit down with some relaxing music or maybe a podcast that you really want to listen to and make it enjoyable regardless of what it is you're actually working on. Maybe you want to go sit outside on a deck, or maybe you want to change it up and take your laptop with you to a coffee shop. Sometimes reinvigorating your environment can make what you're doing more fun, even if it's the same task. The big question you want to ask yourself, in addition to, why isn't this fun, is what are your expectations about Redbubble, TeePublic, Merch by Amazon? If you're doing this strictly as a job to make money, then you have to have a workmanlike attitude to it. It's not going to be fun all the time, and that's okay. But if you're doing this and you're expecting it to be fun all the time, then that's okay. But then ask yourself why you're doing it. So I've got a little story here for you, a little like imaginary story, 30-second story. So imagine, for example, that it's summertime and you've signed up to play baseball. Okay, or it could be cricket, or it could be soccer/football, whatever it is. Okay, but you've signed up for some sport for the summer. Now, normally, when you have a hobby, you actually pay money to play that hobby. So, for example, if you signed up for the beer league in the baseball, games, you could pay, for example, $100 to play for the whole summer. But now imagine if they paid you $100. Instead. Well, that's kind of what print on demand is. It's a hobby that happens to pay you occasionally. So the worst case scenario with print on demand is that you do all this work and you don't make any money. But there's lots of people doing hobbies that don't pay them any money anyway. They're still uploading designs, they're still knitting, they're crocheting, they're going for walks and hikes. People are living their lives and they're not getting paid for it. So just imagine that you've got a hobby, and as a bonus, you're getting paid once in a while too. So that's a nice feeling that can sometimes reinvigorate our love for a hobby, which is the real reason you might have gotten into this in the first place. You're an artist. You're a creator. You're providing value into the world. And if you happen to make some sales too, man, that's a bonus. So I hope you found that helpful. Quick little motivational video here for you. If you're feeling down and out, I feel your pain. I've been there myself. Focus on providing value and ask yourself, is the process fun? If not, work to make that process fun. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Have a great day.